If you're told that it's hopeless and nothing can change and it won't get better and this is a lifelong thing and they're gonna have this for years, if not forever, I want you to get that out of your mind. You're being told that by people who have no experience in the therapeutics of homeopathics, okay? Homeopathics has been around for 200 years. Its laws and principles of how we treat any condition has never changed for 200 years because it is so true. Morning, everyone. So it's been a long time since I've posted any videos for you guys of cases and all the cases we've been seeing. We've been very busy. We've had a couple cool cases as of recently, and I really wanted to share these with you guys. So I haven't done videos in probably 2 or 3 months as we've been a little bit busy and I've been getting a little bit behind, but we're finally catching up here a little bit. So I want to share some cool cases. So I'm going to start with the first one that was very, very cool. And again, this is to show you the power of a natural therapeutic like homeopathic medicine when properly prescribed, individualized for that case of autism. So the symptoms of the medicine match the symptom picture of that child with autism exactly. And that's when you see the magic of homeopathy. General prescribing, meaning like giving a medicine that you think is going to work for all cases of autism, one common medicine in homeopathy, almost always results in failure. You'll see no changes. It's very safe. There's no side effects, but you won't see any changes in that child. So when you hear that homeopathy doesn't work, it's because of bad prescribing, okay? So let's go through this. I'm just gonna read off case notes very quickly before and after, like I typically do. Parents' words, all I do is when the parents talk to me, I jot everything down, word for word, the way they say it, okay? That's the way this works. And that way we get a straight picture of what the parents have seen change in this child before medicine and after medicine, all right? So this case, this mother got a hold of me October 19th, okay? The case was for a 27-month-old little boy, and he was diagnosed with autism at 19 months old, okay? So you get the typical complaints, like I always say. You got the speech delay, you got lack of eye contact, you got comprehension issues, they don't have a lot of words. It's very difficult for them to communicate verbally many, many times, okay? So we took this case, and I'm just going to read what the mother has told me. She told me that this child was not born like this. He regressed. Okay, so this is like 95% of the case, guys. Between 12 to 18 months, 15 to 18 months, we see a strong regression in these cases, and it's very, very common. Now, many times we see this. There is a lot of regression. Typically after vaccinations, it's a big thing that happens. So we have to pay attention to if that is correlated or not, okay? And parents need to be aware of that. So let's go through these symptoms. Number one, lots of hyperactivity, the mother said. He can't stand still. He needs to, he's not able to learn, the mother said, because he can't calm down enough to stay still, okay? There's the vocal stimming. She said he bites. He will bite when he's excited or when he's not excited. He's doing this a lot lately, she said. He wants to bite people. And this is a very common thing we've seen. It's not intentional aggression, but it's just the way of them stimming and the way for them to kind of help themselves by stimming this way, okay? It's not to actually draw blood. They almost go on their parent and they bite, but they don't bite to draw blood. It's almost like they have to relieve something, okay? What else did she tell me? This was an interesting part of the case. Strabismus, this child, and this is super common also. I'm sure a lot of you see this as parents. We had one eye turned. Okay, so strabismus with these children of autism, a lot of times you'll see one eye turned inwards constantly or one eye turned outwards constantly, or sometimes it could be both eyes, but usually at least one eye is turned one way or the other. And this is always since they've regressed between 12 to 18 months. It always coincides around the same time when these changes happen in that child, okay? But the mother said to me, she says, the eyes are turned, both eyes go outwards. So this was, in this case, both eyes were turned outwards. Or, she says, it can be one eye at one time, and then the next day or in a couple hours, it will be the other eye. So it would alternate also, which was very, very interesting. It happens every single day, will last a couple minutes, and then the eyes recenter, she says. It's more noticeable when he's tired. and it alternates eyes throughout the day, okay? So that was that. She also told me this child is very sensitive to light. The sun bothers him so much. This goes with the visual issues we're dealing with the strabismus, okay? He doesn't like the sun in his eyes. He loves to wear sunglasses. We talked about appetite, which was normal. We talked about his sleep, which was pretty good. Now you see, when we take a proper homeopathic case, we go through every aspect of that case as if your child is, it's like a puzzle. And every piece of information we get gives us one better picture of the one homeopathic therapeutic or medicine that is going to help that child get better. Okay, so we talk about personality, behavior, appetite, speech, their development, their food cravings, their stool, their digestion, literally everything. You'll see it's so detailed because we need this information to really individualize that medicine selection, because we have many medicines in homeopathy that help with symptoms of autism. So we need to really individualize the symptom picture of that child to the symptom picture of the medicines we already know. And that's when you see the great results. Digestion, he gets bloated very easily, a lot of gas, mom says, but he does go to the bathroom every day. There's no constipation in this case. It's very typical we see constipation. I asked about fears, there's no fears. And that was pretty much it. We had the typical speech delays and all that. Like I said, that's very, very common. That's almost the same through all children we see, okay? But different medicines could help develop the speech and with the development. Different medicines do that. It's not one medicine all the time. So I want to go to the follow-up, okay? This was October 19th, less than a month later. She started the medicine November 19th by the time she ordered it. And November 29th, which was 10 days later. Now, this is the power of homeopathy. This is what's possible with homeopathy. Now, please understand, I'm not saying every case is going to be this fast. I'm not saying every case is going to be 1 month and everything's going to be completely gone. No, but a good amount of cases this happens where there's 30 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. You hit a bullseye medicine where it's a perfect match for that child, and the body radically flips and radically starts the healing, the self-healing process for that child, where the child's body does the healing itself. The medicine is simply a stimulus. You got to remember that. We're not changing anything. It's already everything that's there. It's just been triggered by the medicine that's been properly selected. So the mother told me, she says, I noticed changes right away. She says, it sounds so weird. This is her words I'm reading now in the follow-up. He had strabismus, and the day after the first dose, it was better. She says, this is crazy. His eyes are so much better. I couldn't believe it. She says, it's so much better. And I said, how much better is it? Give me a percentage so we could quantify how much different it was before to now. She says it's at least 80% improvement in this strabismus, where the eyes turning outwards. This is from 1 dose of a homeopathic medicine that fit this child perfectly. The eye contact is very good now. The whole eye contact thing was immediate, she said. So not only did the strabismus correct, his eye contact, when she calls him and talks to him, a lot of these children, they're kind of in their own world. They hear. It's not a hearing issue, but they're kind of in their own world, and they don't zone into if you call their name. That improved drastically along with the strabismus, which was very, very cool. After this was 1 day, the mother told me, after the first dose. What else did she tell me? She said the other positive thing is he's actively starting to say words. It's more unprompted words and fuller sentences. So she gave me an example. She said before he would say like waffles in the morning, just one word, waffles. Now he would say more waffles, please, and less prompting is involved. She doesn't have to ask him if he wants waffles. He would just come, see what he wants, and he says it. And that was one of the examples she gave me. And she also noted more progression in his speech. Now, she said after the second dose, he started counting on his own. Okay, so this was a child who wasn't able to count on his own before. He would repeat when she said it, he counted on his own with no prompting. She gave me some other examples. I said, tell me, what else have you noticed this last 10 days, 7 to 10 days? What else is different? And she says, they have a full-length mirror. He's never noticed himself in the mirror. So this goes to being in their own world again, okay? A lot of these children, they're in their own world, unaware of their surroundings. And she said to me, all of a sudden, he recognized himself in the mirror. He was clapping, he was smiling, and he was playing in the mirror. So pretty cool. that's not a big thing for most parents, but a parent with a child with autism, where the child's in his own world many times, not aware of his surroundings, not aware of his parents when they call him, or the parents when they call, to be aware of himself now, to see himself where before he would just walk past the mirror, to be aware when he's called by his parents, to speak unprompted, to have the strabismus correct, to have the eye contact more frequent when he's called. That's huge. And that was after 1 or 2 doses. That's because this medicine was such a perfect match. The symptoms were very clear in this case, and it led to a perfect matching medicine. This is what's possible, okay? This is what's not gonna happen. This will not happen to every single case within 2 days. I don't want to be misunderstood, but this will happen over a period of time. Sometimes it's 3 weeks, sometimes it's a month and a half, sometimes it's 1 day. There is no set of rules because every person is different. Every child on the spectrum is different. That's why they call it a spectrum. Almost every child will require different medicine based on their little differences on the spectrum, okay? So no other system of medicine is this precise and individualized for your child. So that was pretty cool. So that was it. And then she told me even her husband noticed. So a lot of times the moms are really, really in tune with their kids because it's just the mothers just tend to be really in tune. I don't know why that is. They spend more time with the children, or I don't know what it is, but even dad noticed this, which was pretty cool. Because I always ask, have any other family members said anything without you asking them? And she said, yeah, dad's noticed this too. And that's pretty much it. So there you go. That's a couple days after the medicine. This was a 7 or 10 day follow-up, but she says she noticed the changes right away. So this is the possibility. Homeopathy is very, very powerful for children on the spectrum. Homeopaths, whether you see me or you see another classical homeopath who specializes and has a special interest in kids on the spectrum in developmental delays, this is what's possible. So we are trained in only this therapeutic of medicine. If you're told that it's hopeless and nothing can change and it won't get better and this is a lifelong thing and they're gonna have this for years, if not forever, I want you to get that out of your mind. You're being told that by people who have no experience in the therapeutics of homeopathics, okay? Homeopathics has been around for 200 years. Its laws and principles of how we treat any condition has never changed for 200 years because it is so true. It was true back then as it is today. It doesn't matter the label of the illness, the label of the disease, the label of the condition, it does not matter. The symptoms of that patient indicate the medicine that they need that will help their body to do the self-healing for permanent results. So I hope this was useful for you guys. I'm glad to be back sharing these with you because we've been, super busy just helping a bunch of kids, but I haven't been throwing out the videos like I was doing in the past to let you guys know what is possible. So here's number 1. There's going to be more coming. God bless. Have a great day.